UK government urged to ban import of Chinese cotton made using Uyghur forced labour.
Here's a summary of the article.
The UK government is being urged to ban the import of cotton sourced from the Chinese province of Xinjiang, a region where Uyghur Muslims are being put to work in factories in conditions that amount to forced labour. In writing their letter to the UK's customs authorities, the World Uyghur Congress and the Global Legal Action Network argued that current cotton imports from China involve forced labour on such a scale that they violate a number of UK laws, including 19th-century legislation prohibiting the importation of prison-made goods, and should be halted. The letter also argues that by allowing the import of cotton from Xinjiang, a region witnessing what the authors call the largest mass detention of an ethnic group since the Second World War, the UK government may be guilty of conduct ancillary to crimes against humanity. The letter notes that several brands including IKEA and H&M have previously admitted that some of their cotton may come from Xinjiang, but said this was sourced in collaboration with the Better Cotton Initiative, a global non-profit organization that carries out checks on suppliers to ensure standards of sustainability and workers' rights are met. In a statement to The Independent, a spokesperson for IKEA said that the company had historically been using BCI-licensed cotton on a global scale including from Xinjiang, but that it supports the BCI decision to suspend its assurance activities in the province. Since the harvest from the cotton season 2020-21 will not be approved by BCI, IKEA has taken the decision to stop sourcing cotton from Xinjiang, China, the spokesperson said. We want to create a positive impact in the world of cotton, and we know that with our size and volumes, we have the possibility to make a difference. IKEA will continue to work towards improving the cotton industry from within and create a movement towards better cotton and better working conditions for those working in the industry.
This post received a score of 11,000, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
A wide-scale response is only befitting to this, like when manufacturers stopped using Uzbeki slave labor-derived cotton. But I'm very doubtful that companies are actually going to heed this advice, especially when this news is coming from China. This is a given as they still use sweatshops riddled with child labor, unfair working conditions and how they don't give a shit about worker hazards. Everyone's better off buying local unless forced to.
It's been said time and again to vote with your wallets. I mean, it's not just cheap stuff from China that's causing global warming. Livestock are most likely fed imported feed from intentionally burned down forests turned farms in Brazil, jet-setting, cruises, disposable clothing, processed foods, plastic wrappers. Pinning it all on China as if they are the only ones causing all these, when there's loads of other things we take for granted that contribute to carbon emissions, isn't a good or informed move.
Blaming individual consumers is the wrong way to go about this. Do you think it's easier to get billions of end consumers to vote with their wallet, or easier to get a few dozen importers, manufacturers to vote with theirs?
They have money and require a moral government to be stopped, so no.
And consumers don't have money, and morals a nice thing to have after food and health.
Yet here we are rocking Nikes.
Any list of brands that specifically avoid this? I had no idea, especially that this was being openly advertised. Reading this makes me want to throw up. I would be more than happy to pay more to avoid shit like this.
Patagonia, reigning champ, I think Run Your Universe is one. There's a bunch if you try hard enough.
Patagonia is so good.
There should be a blacklist of companies using slave and child labor so consumers can know what not to buy. These lists should be heavily shared as well to give pressure on these companies' PR.
And taxed. Any goods made with slave or child labor should face import duties of 100%.
What? No. That's ridiculous. If we know a company is using slave labor, we should not allow their goods to market.
Forced labor. Don't you mean slavery?
We just going to ignore the cobalt in our iPhone?
Oh shut up, most of us love cobalt.
I also love phthalo.
So, the Chinese are making the Uyghurs into slaves to pick cotton. It's like the Chinese look at all the shit things Western countries did and went, that's a good idea.
China stealing our intellectual property once again, what's new?
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.